Hi, welcome to Intuitive Moon Tarot. This is Jen and I'm back with a pick a card reading. I will have timestamps in the description for those of you that want to skip ahead. So we want to go with whatever card we are most intuitively drawn to. It can be helpful if you close your eyes, take a deep breath in and out, and ask of the universe and your spirit guides, please provide me with insight and guidance that I need. Open your eyes and just go where you're very first intuitively drawn. We don't want to spend a whole bunch of time on this. And again, you guys, these are general readings. So general readings, there's no guarantee that every reading will resonate with every person every time. There's a lot of people that tune in and watch this and a lot of energy present. So if you and I are not vibrating on the same frequency and there's not a message here for you today, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're on YouTube, or like my Facebook page, and just keep in touch with me. Chances are, if you were drawn to me in one way or another, there will be a message that's meant for you at one point in time, so it's best just to kind of stick with me if you can. For the rest of you, I want to get started. I do have one tarot card, one oracle card, and one surrender card here. So you may find a message in one card and not the other, or you might find that you are connecting with the full intuitive combination of messages that I'm going to be receiving and putting together here with the reading as a whole. So just take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't for somebody else. We're going to go ahead and get started. If you need more time, you can pause the video and start whenever you're ready. So first we're going to start here with Deck A. Deck A, we have the tarot card, the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is a beautiful card. It talks about good luck, it talks about karma, life cycles, destiny, kind of a turning point. So the Wheel of Fortune is a highly symbolic card. It's associated with the planet Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of opportunity, growth, success, expansion. And this card also reflects that things tend to go in cycles. So before we go any deeper, I want to see what we've got here. Meditation. And I'm going to read for you a little bit out of the book. So meditation is number 25, if that's significant to any of you. And it says here, be still and listen to the sounds of the pulsing energy as the life force inherent in all things sings a gentle song to your sweet ears. In the darkest, inky black night, I make my magic and weave it into the world. This is a time for non-action. Do nothing and find quiet within your heart and wait. All will be revealed when the time is right. Now is the time for quiet contemplation. You won't miss anything if you stay quiet. Be still and know that I, Goddess of Night, am always with you as you discover your magic in silence. It's a beautiful message. And then we have the surrender card, surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking. So I think that kind of goes hand in hand here, where it's saying be still, calm your mind, bring your heart to a place of peace. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. And it says take a break from overthinking a goal. So, and then here with the Wheel of Fortune, the lesson of the Wheel of Fortune is that you must accept that there are always ups and downs in life. Bad times provide contrast, and that's needed to be able to recognize and fully appreciate the good times in life. And so this to me is saying that you're probably in some kind of a life cycle right now, or dealing with some kind of stress, whether this is financial stress or relationship stress, family stress, It seems to me that there's something that's been heavily weighing on your mind and heart, something that you've been, I don't want to say obsessively thinking about, but it's been on the forefront of your mind and it's been consuming a lot of your thoughts. And this is just a reminder here. So I've talked about this card in previous readings for those of you that have watched me. Sometimes, there's 78 cards in the deck, so we see them again and again. But the Wheel of Fortune, when I see this is a lotus flower. And this flower to me represents growth on a substantial level. This isn't just any kind of easy growth. The only way for this flower to grow is to push through the gunk and the mud and bloom. And then here we have a balance, and you see the sun and the moon. This always reminds me that in all light there's darkness, in all darkness there's light. So even when things seem stressful or overwhelming or all-consuming, it's really important to remember that life goes in cycles. You have to take the good with the bad. And it almost reminds me here, and I know this is kind of cheesy, but of fall. It's like we watch all the leaves fall off the trees and we watch, that cycle, that season just kind of die off and everything kind of falls down. And sometimes winter can be really long and dark and cold. But we know that once we push through that, we're going to have this beautiful spring. We're going to have new growth. Everything's going to come back to life, and we're going to be present in a new cycle. So if you happen to be, if this is resonating with you and you happen to be going through some struggles right now, I feel like whatever it is you're going through is for your greatest good, and you're going to have a substantial amount of growth. Things are going to turn back around in your favor. This just keeps telling me like karma is at play here. Some things the universe just kind of decides for us. Some things are just a part of our destiny, right? Which this card represents our destiny. So some things we can't control, and there's no amount of stress or overthinking that's going to change what the universe is kind of dishing up for us right now. This is just part of our life cycle, and it's really important that we can just kind of take a break. We can put our trust in the universe. We can do something fun. The holidays are coming, you guys, and I know that brings a lot more stress for people that are financially burdened or are having relationship problems. Sometimes it can make things a little bit more difficult. I know some people suffer with seasonal depression. There's a lot of things that play into this, but what I'm seeing is it's really time for you to come back and reconnect your heart, your mind, and your soul. Meditate. Rest, allow yourself to have fun, to laugh, just to do something that you really enjoy. Don't let all the stress of everyday life and difficult cycles be all-consuming, because they're just that. Life, everything around us is moving and changing and growing, and it's just constant, and there's nothing we can do to stop that. It's just the cycles of life. And so whatever cycle you're in right now, you're going to come back around and come back on top. So it's time to be patient. Don't stress and overthink your goals and the things that you have going on right now. Remember just to stop, reconnect, appreciate all the beauty that's around you, appreciate your loved ones and the things that are going good in your life. Learn to meditate and just to really get in touch with your higher self and cultivate some inner peace and trust in yourself. Trust in your good karma, trust in your destiny, and that life is bringing what's meant for you. And I think you're at a turning point. I think this is time for you just to sit back and relax and be still. And don't try to force anything. Accept the change the universe is bringing in. Reflect on your growth and all that you've been through, and what it's taught you and the strength that it's given you. Because I'm seeing here that you've endured you've pushed through some muck, some mud, some stress, some heavy times. And there's been some beautiful and substantial growth in that. Okay, you guys, that's what I'm getting for now. Thank you so much for joining me. If this didn't resonate with you, I apologize. Please stay with me. I appreciate all of your support and loyalty, and let's keep in touch. I'm sure there'll be something here for you soon. Or you can always book a personal reading with me by contacting me at intuitivemoon1111@gmail.com, and I'll put some more information for those that are interested in the description box. Thank you again for sharing your energy and your time. I hope that was helpful to you. Love and light. We're going to move on now to deck B. So for those of you that selected deck B, this is the stone associated. We have, if you're just joining me, 1 tarot card, 1 oracle card, and 1 surrender card. So again, this is a general reading. I'm doing the very best that I can to give of myself freely and share my gift with you. If this isn't resonating with you at this time, that's okay. It's not always a guarantee that every reading can resonate with every person every time, because these are general and I'm connecting with so many different people and energies. So just bear with me, take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't for somebody else. And if you're not finding a message here, come back and see me again. We're going to start here with our tarot card, which is the 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands represents courage, persistence, just resilience. It's kind of a test of faith. It can also talk about being really close to achieving success. So 10 is like completion, the completion of a goal or a cycle. It's just kind of an achievement. And so we're sitting right here at the 9, all right, 9 of Wands. Wands is also a fire energy, but this can even talk about being like you're so close to achieving success or achieving a particular goal, and then you're just faced with another setback. And you can kind of see the look on her face. It's like she's a little bit, and she, he, it doesn't matter. It's just an energy. So the energy of this card is a little bit discouraged, a little bit, I want to say disappointed in a sense. The feeling I'm getting is more just exhausted and discouraged in a sense. So this card just comes with a message of hope and encouragement that if you stand firm and you stand strong against challenges, you are going to succeed. This is like a last test or challenge. This is just a reminder, whatever you're going through, don't give up. The message that I just keep hearing over and over is rest, don't quit. If you're tired, rest, don't quit. So that's what they're telling me. That's meant for somebody out there. And then we have the Oracle card, the High Priestess of Earth. Now I'm going to tie all these cards in together and kind of give you a full intuitive combination message. But if that's not resonating with you, if you want to just keep listening in and see if maybe one of these cards has a message for you where the other or the reading as a whole does not. But usually there's something in here that you can find that's insightful if you were drawn to this deck. So the High Priestess of Earth is number 3. And I'm going to read for you a little bit about this card here in my book. When you choose the symbol of the High Priestess of Earth, I, the Goddess of Night, am nudging you to take care of your health and your beautiful body. High Priestess of Earth symbolizes all things in the physical world, your body, the body of Earth, and the things you surround yourself with, which is funny because you see she's surrounded here. Now is the time to eat well, get rest, and connect to the power of Earth by walking barefoot. I'm going to pause right there. And I think that ties in very nicely with the message I was just getting of rest, don't quit. Like, take some time, whatever. And I see, whenever I see someone sitting here on top of a mountaintop like this, I'm getting so much at once. I'm going to try to articulate myself well where you can understand this. So first of all, I'm seeing her sitting on him energy sitting on top of a mountain. And that tells me that there has been an uphill climb. There has been some recent struggles. There have been some difficulties that you have endured and, been overcoming. And there is a certain level of exhaustion here, like I had mentioned. And this is a reminder. So your spirit guides, the universe, whoever it is that you connect to, is sending a message here for you that this is time for you to rest and to take care of yourself, to be resilient and courageous. And just, let me keep reading here a little bit. Be mindful, knowing you are a child of flesh and bone, who came alive through the blending of earth magic and your spirit. If your question is about a situation with a friend or a love interest, know that the High Priestess of Earth is asking you to wait until you see tangible evidence of what you seek to understand about this relationship. Stay grounded and wait and see. And you can see she's grounding herself here literally to the earth after overcoming a challenge. And we have the Oracle card, or the Surrender card, See, surrender to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. And this is talking about the forces of the universe, loving and compassionate, your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. And this is talking about the earth and, all things physical. So, and then I see this exhaustion here. So I'm kind of getting a combined intuitive message. Some of you have exhausted yourselves. Some of you are putting yourselves last. Some of you are not taking the time to take care of yourself, mind, body, spirit. You're not eating well. You're not getting enough sleep. You're overwhelmed, you're exhausted, you feel like you've been on this uphill climb, and this is, and like she's ready to get back up. I mean, she's determined. She didn't quit. Like I said, rest, don't quit. I mean, she's ready to get back up, and you see the fire. That's what I was going to tell you earlier, that I got distracted. It's like it's rising, right? She's coming back. And so this is a reminder to you that I feel like in some way or another, in a particular situation, whether this is financially, emotionally, mentally, as a parent, as a lover, whatever it is, in a relationship with your family, at some point, in some aspect of your life, I feel like you've kind of exhausted yourself, and you've kind of put yourself on the back burner. And this is a reminder that this is a time for you to reconnect to yourself, mind, body, and spirit. This is a time for you to be what we call selfish, which is not selfish, right? Because we have nothing left to give if we're not caring for ourselves. But I do see the need to take a break. I do see the need to reconnect to ourselves, to take care of ourselves, and to allow ourselves some time to heal. And at that point, we will be ready to get back up and continue to fight this battle. But there is a need here for some healing, for some rest, for some self-care from whatever it is that you've been experiencing, whatever stresses you're dealing with in your life right now, or whatever's heavy on your mind and heart. You're going to get back up, and you're so close to completing your goal. You are going to succeed. Be courageous. Be resilient. Don't give up. Rest. Don't quit. That's what I'm getting. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is resonating with you and you want to go a little bit deeper, you can always reach out to me and we can connect for a personal reading. If not, please stay with me. Subscribe if you're on my YouTube, or like if you're on my Facebook. And, if you were drawn to me, chances are we'll get a message for you at one point or another. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's a pleasure sharing my gift with you and sharing energy. I wish you love and light, and I hope to see you back here soon. Moving on, so we are finally at deck C. This is the stone associated with deck C. If you are just joining me, I have 3 cards here, a tarot card, as well as an oracle card and a surrender card. One card may resonate with you while another one does not. So just take whatever messages you can out of this, whatever feels good to you in your soul. Leave the rest for somebody else. I will be putting this together as a combined intuitive reading with all the cards combined. But again, if that doesn't resonate with you, just take whatever messages you can out of the cards. So we're starting right out with the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords can be kind of like an emotional block. It can be indecision. It can be, meaning that you have a decision that you have to make that may be a difficult decision. To me, I always see this as like a confliction where it's like, I always hear mind over heart, like a mind over heart type of matter. But yeah, you can see she's blindfolded because it's like she doesn't want to deal with this. He doesn't matter. It's just an energy. But the energy in this card is kind of choosing to turn their back and avoid like their inevitable fate, and they're just guarded, and they're guarding their heart here. We have this combined with chaos, so that makes sense. I'm going to read for you a little bit out of the book about this card. Chaos is number 9, if that is of any significance. And it says here, a storm is brewing, and misunderstandings are all too common as chaos swirls around your life right now. Which would make sense to why she's like, I just don't want to deal with this right now, and she's guarded. My child, you have nothing to fear. I am here to remind you that after a storm, the air is cleared and life will begin again even better than before. The silly thing is, if you refuse to take shelter, you will get soaked, and you may have to repair a lot of damage. If you created the chaos, you will have to clean it up. But if others are the cause, you must step out of it and wait out the storm. You will be glad you did. A good thing to say to yourself is no drama. Okay. That is a really powerful message. We have the surrender card here, surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. So if you have a decision to make, and like I was talking like heart over mind, but I'm thinking like heart over ego, right? And when I think about our ego, I honestly think of that as like a shield. It's just a shield, and usually those of us that have kind of cultivated a big ego, I feel like a lot of times that stems from fear. It's a self-protection mechanism because in one way or another we've been hurt or disappointed, right? And so at this point now we're guarded, and it's like we're guarding our heart, we're guarding ourselves, and we're just confused. And this is like there's a decision that needs to be made, but she's just indecisive and guarded, and everything just feels chaotic. Maybe there's just complete, whether this may be like, physically, or this may also be just like mentally or emotionally. You're just that things are just chaotic and, out of order and overwhelming, and you've just kind of guarded yourself to cope with this, and you've just like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't even know where to go. This is just so chaotic, and you're hiding behind your ego. And this is just saying, let's just take a deep breath. Let's step away from the chaos. Let's release our ego. Let's make sure that any decisions that we're making are coming from our heart. Let's be humble. If other people in our life are creating chaos and disrupting our peace, that's a time to step away from those people. And you don't need to feel conflicted about that. It's very important that we protect our peace, that we're connected, mind, body, and soul. If you have a decision to make right now in your life, or you're guarding yourself due to fear or past hurts or pain, sometimes we're creating our own chaos. I mean, we are literally creating our own chaos and our own problems, and we're refusing to look at it because we're refusing to look at ourselves and accept that maybe we're guarded. Maybe we're blinded to kind of some of the things that we need to work on within ourselves. Maybe we've built up such a wall with our ego that we're hiding behind. And that doesn't mean that you're just this egotistical jerk, right? I've been very guilty. I've had a very big ego, and I do believe that comes from past hurt and disappointments and fear, insecurities. So maybe this is a time to remove your blindfold, step away, stepping back and looking at things. If you're in the midst of a tornado, I mean, you can't even catch your breath. Everything is just spinning. You don't know which way is up. Everything is just so overwhelming. I mean, you can't grasp the situation. You can't understand what's going on. You're just spinning. You're just overwhelmed. You're just, something else on outside forces is completely taking control of you. But if you can step away and step back and look at this from a distance, if you can pull yourself out of the drama, out of the chaos, out of the emotional turmoil, if you can remove your blindfold, turn around, face your situation, distance yourself from the emotional turmoil and the drama and the chaos and the stress, whatever this is, whether this is financial, but I do feel like there is some kind of conflict, there is some kind of denial, there is some kind of chaos, there is some kind of guarded, heart over ego type of decision or situation here. But if you can take off your blindfold and you can lay your swords down, come from a place of your heart, and to me, your ego, the swords are your ego. It's like, lay your swords down, lay your weapons down, lay your ego down. Take off your blindfold. Step out of the chaos. And then make decisions. Things look a lot different. Hindsight's 20/20, right? When we can step away and we can bring ourselves to a logical place, in our mind. And it's also saying take shelter, if you're just standing out in the rain, allowing, just blindfold, refusing to accept what's going on, refusing to help yourself, just standing there with a blindfold, refusing to look at things for the way they are, and just sitting out there getting soaked, and that's not a good idea either. So I'm getting a few different messages, but that's the gist of it. That's kind of the message as a whole. Hopefully, something here connected with you and was soulful for you, and you were able to get some kind of inspiration or answers or guidance here. If not, you can always reach out to me for a private reading where I can be certain that I'm connecting with your energy and getting messages that are, meant for you. I apologize for the glare, you guys. That's just the way things are set up here. So there's nothing I can really do about it at the moment. So thanks for bearing with me. It's dark out now. So yeah, but if you want to do a personal reading, or if this was resonating with you and you want to dive a little bit deeper, and as always, please subscribe if you're on my YouTube, like me if you're on my Facebook, and stick with me. Chances are, if you were drawn to me, there will be a message here for you at one point or another. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you sharing your energy with me. Love and light.